Today is the 3rd of May, 2021, but 11 o'clock in the morning. This is our setup with a tally board here, with a setup board here. The setup board, there's power to the board. The amber lights are on, the green lights on the tally board. And we are powering the tally board with something like 5 volts or so. And then this little power supply up here is set at 3.6 volts and is powering the battery part of the tally board. So we've got our counter over here zeroed. We're ready to zero the tally board, and it's sitting, this is our meter here. So let's go ahead and zero the tally board. All right, and then we've got the zero reading here is 173 millivolts. And then we're going to wind this thing up 2 turns to 10,000 counts approximately. 10,000 counts is 2 turns. We're using an encoder in ×4 counting mode. It's 1250 count encoder. So each revolution is 5,000 counts. Okay, so we're at 10,076 counts over there. We're going to set the span. So go ahead and do the press. And then this is set at 10.037 volts or so, 10.04 volts, or 38 volts, I should say. All right, so now next act is we are going to roll it back to about 7,500 counts. And then we're going to disconnect power and reconnect it quickly. And the reading here is about 7.5 volts. In doing that, oops, we got it. It came up at 2.5 volts. So it didn't save the turns counter didn't work. But we're going to do it again here and see if we can get that. Let's do it another time. Okay, so it took multiple tries here, but we wound up getting it so that the voltage output is essentially zero. It's 165 millivolts or so. So at this point, we've got 7,500 approximately reading on the display. And the next act is we're going to hit zero at 7,500. And so we've got zero voltage coming out here. We're zeroed at 7,500. Now, when we rotate it, and we start rotating around, we can rotate this thing up. We haven't set span again. Span is still from the old setting, but you can go up to 10 volts. It's about there approximately. And this reads, the display reads 20,000 now, which is kind of bizarre because we're not exactly sure what we were expecting it to read. But it's basically incremented up 12,500 counts in order to get 10 volts out of it from where we set the zero, which means it must still be remembering something that was already programmed in there from before, which was a 0 to 10 volts. And this number, we've seen other anomalies where the number's different. Like the last run we tried this, it was at 27,500. And so there's just something really strange going on here. Everything else is still set the same way. The battery voltage is the same and so forth. So